God says, my beloved child, this is a very important message for you today. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to this message, because something has been seen, something has been noticed. And this time, it wasn't by a stranger. It wasn't by someone passing by without care. No, this time it was someone who has held your name in their heart, someone who has watched you from a distance, someone whose breath caught in their chest when their eyes fell upon you. They noticed you outside, and they are shocked by what you're doing. They could not believe it. They stood there for a moment, frozen, wondering if what they were seeing was real. It was you. Yes, it was really you. And you were doing something they never expected. Something they never thought you were capable of. And not in a way that brought shame, but in a way that shook them to their very soul, because in that moment, everything they thought they knew about you began to shift. They saw a light they had not seen before. They saw a fire in you they didn't know had survived the pain. You weren't broken the way they imagined. You weren't buried under the rubble of what you'd been through. You were standing. You were alive. You were glowing with something they couldn't explain. They watched you from afar, and it wasn't the clothes you wore or the place you stood in that stunned them, it was the presence that surrounded you. You were outside. But it was like the heavens themselves were wrapped around you, like something holy had fallen on you in the quiet hours of your own becoming. You were doing something they didn't expect. You were healing in silence. You were rising in peace. You were no longer begging for someone to see you, you had become the vision itself. This person didn't expect to feel what they felt when they saw you. There was a tremble in their chest, a wave of guilt, of awe, of longing. Because for so long, they believed you had fallen beyond recognition. For so long, they believed the weight of your past would silence your future, but now they see. And what they see is so much greater than they imagined. What they see is someone who did not break. What they see is someone who turned pain into power, loss into light, silence into strength. You weren't supposed to be smiling like that again. You weren't supposed to carry that glow. You weren't supposed to survive. But you did. And the most shocking thing of all is what you were doing when they saw you. You were loving. You were giving. You were kind. Even after all that was taken from you. Even after all the closed doors, all the betrayal, all the loneliness, you still had enough soul left in you to offer warmth to someone else. That is what shocked them. That is what made their heart stop. They didn't think you had anything left in you. But you had more than they ever imagined. They saw you doing something sacred. Something rare. Something the world doesn't teach anymore. You were being real. You were not performing. You were not pretending, you weren't impressing anyone. You were simply being. And in your being, there was a strange, unspeakable beauty. It was as if the universe had cracked open to pour something into your bones that no one else could replicate. This person is thinking about you now. They haven't stopped since that moment, because they realize something they were too blind to see before. You were never ordinary. You were never weak. You were never lost. You were just becoming. You were going through the fire because there was gold inside you that had to be purified. You were walking alone because your footsteps were too divine to be followed by the wrong people. You were being held in sacred hiding, not to punish you, but to prepare you. And now you are stepping out into the open. Now the veil is being lifted. Now your time has come. And as you walk outside, as you live your truth, as you do what you were created to do, the people who once overlooked you, they are stunned. This person who noticed you, they are speechless. And somewhere deep within their soul, something is shifting. They are questioning the way they saw you before. They are regretting the assumptions they made. They are mourning the moments they didn't take the time to really see you. You were always enough. You were always more than enough. And now, even your steps are preaching a silent sermon. Even your laughter carries healing, even your presence stirs repentance. That's how powerful your existence has become. God says, the reason they are shocked is because they knew the weight of what you carried, they knew the pressure you were under. They knew the lies spoken about you. They knew how cruel life had been. And still, they did not expect you to rise like this. They did not expect you to walk in such stillness. They did not expect your eyes to carry so much peace. And now they are left wondering how they missed it, how they missed you. You are not who they thought you were. You are not who the past tried to shape you into, you are not the label, not the story others tried to write on your name. You are so much more. And the world is about to see it. This message for you was carried through the breath of the Spirit, whispered in the stillness, and sent to meet your soul in this very hour. It's not by chance. It's not by mistake, it's a sacred moment carved into time, chosen for you. You are being called higher. Called deeper. Called inward. Because something was seen. Something was noticed. This person noticed you outside, and they are shocked by what you're doing. They stood still when they saw you, not because of judgment, but because of awe. There is something about you that even you don't fully understand yet. A light, a force, a calling that turns heads and stirs hearts even without words. You didn't mean to reveal anything. You didn't even know anyone was watching, but heaven allowed it. The way you moved, the way you carried yourself, the way your heart kept moving forward in the middle of everything, someone witnessed it. And they are now being stirred. They can't stop thinking about what they saw. Not because of appearance, but because something eternal showed through you. You weren't just doing something ordinary, you were fulfilling a deeper pattern written long before you took your first breath. This message is urgent. The skies have opened to deliver a truth that has waited patiently behind the veil. What they saw has changed how they think of you. And not only them. Heaven saw it too. The angels assigned to your path saw you when you thought you were invisible. And now the shift begins. The shift starts with recognition, not the shallow kind that fades, but the soul kind that sets things in motion. Because you're not just another person walking this earth. You are a carrier of destiny, and what you did, even if it seemed small, was a signal to the spirit realm that you are ready. That you are aligned. That you are stepping into who you were always meant to be. A door has just opened. You didn't see it with your eyes yet. But it opened the moment your heart chose to keep going instead of giving up. That decision, though silent, echoed across spiritual walls and broke barriers that had been holding back your name. Yes, Your name is being spoken now in rooms and circles you haven't entered yet. The person who saw you, they didn't recognize it fully at first, but now their soul won't rest. They were sent to you, but didn't know why. And now that moment has awakened their assignment. They were meant to deliver something. Meant to confirm something. Meant to be a piece in this divine puzzle, and soon, they will speak. Their voice will sound familiar, even if you've never heard it before. Because your spirit knew them long before your eyes ever could, there will be a message. And it won't be loud, it will be pure. And when it comes, something inside you will finally exhale. Because you will realize this moment has been forming for a long time, there is something else you need to know. There is something being orchestrated behind the scenes. A plan that involves not just you, but the people connected to your purpose. A redirection is happening. You've felt it in the quiet. That tug. That restlessness. That sense that something is about to happen. You're not imagining it, the spiritual currents are shifting. You're being aligned with timing. Not human clocks, but divine timing, the kind that causes hearts to collide and strangers to become answers. The kind that brings what you need when you least expect it. A conversation, a moment, a message. Something is coming that will make everything else make sense. You've been through seasons of silence, where you wondered if your prayers were even reaching past the ceiling. But now, the silence is breaking. Slowly. Softly. But clearly. You will start to see signs. Repeating words. Confirmations. Little moments that pierce through the ordinary with the scent of the divine. And here's the truth you need to sit with. Not everyone was meant to understand you. Not everyone will. But the ones who are meant to walk with you, those chosen ones, will see past the surface. They'll see the fire inside you that never died. Even when it flickered low. They'll recognize the grace in your struggle, the light in your loneliness, the truth in your silence. This person who saw you is only the beginning. Others are coming. People who carry pieces of your puzzle. People who will help you unlock places within yourself that you thought were closed forever. But you must stay open. You must resist the urge to hide again. The light that leaked out was not a mistake. It was on purpose. You were never meant to live hidden forever. There's a moment approaching when you'll have to stand fully as you are. No masks. No fear. Just truth. Just presence. Just power. You will not walk into this next chapter alone. Someone has already been assigned to walk beside you. Their heart is already being stirred. Their path is already being rearranged. What they saw was the spark. But what's coming is the flame. Your destiny is unfolding like dawn. Slow, then all at once. The things you once had to force will soon start to flow. Where you once struggled to open doors, now doors will be opened for you. Not by manipulation. Not by striving. But by divine placement, the right place. The right time. The right presence. And even in the midst of this unfolding, there will be a moment where you'll be tempted to retreat. To shrink. To return to the familiar. Don't. That moment will be a test. But you will be stronger than the fear. Because you'll remember this message. You'll remember that heaven saw you. That a person noticed you. That angels stirred because of you. The divine realm doesn't move because of perfection. It moves because of surrender, and you, in your surrender, have triggered a wave of blessing that cannot be stopped. Not by doubt. Not by the past, not by anyone. There's a reason you felt the weight. You're carrying something the world needs. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right where you need to be. God says, I saw you. I see you now. I saw when you had nothing left but still chose to hope. I saw when you didn't speak, but your heart cried out. I saw when you gave. Even when it cost you. And now, I am responding. The seeds you planted in faith are about to bloom in ways you never imagined. There will be provision. Unexpected, miraculous. There will be favor. Quiet, but undeniable. There will be restoration. Not just of things, but of who you are. The pieces of you that were scattered through heartbreak and years of silence are being gathered now. You are being made whole. And this person who saw you, they will speak again. But next time, their words will carry confirmation. They are not random. They are assigned. Sent to awaken the part of you that almost stopped believing. Get ready. You will see their face again. And this time, it will mean something different. You are not just walking. You are being led. Guided. Carried, even when you don't feel it. Trust the process. Trust what your spirit knows. Trust the pull inside you that says, there's more. Because there is. This message is not just encouragement. It's prophecy. The winds are shifting. The air is changing. The heavens are moving. And your name is on the scrolls that are being unsealed in the spiritual realm. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. It's almost time. God says, there is someone watching you from afar, someone who has noticed you outside, someone who is deeply shocked by what you are doing. This is no ordinary gaze. It is a gaze filled with astonishment and a mixture of emotions that they cannot yet fully comprehend. What you are doing, the choices you make, the path you are walking on, it is causing ripples in their heart and stirring a whirlwind of thoughts within them. They never expected to see this side of you. They never imagined the strength, the courage, and the faith that you carry quietly within you. In this moment, know this, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe in the arms of God, wrapped in His unending love and protection. You do not need to fear the eyes that watch or the whispers that might follow. The divine hand that guides you is stronger than any earthly doubt or surprise. You are under the shelter of a promise that cannot be broken. Trust God, and pray to Him with all your heart. For He is your refuge and your fortress. The prayers you utter are the melody that connects you to the heavens, and through them, your soul is fortified beyond measure. This message is for you because God is with you every step of the way. The person who noticed you is witnessing something powerful, something that shines beyond the ordinary. They are shocked, yes, but their surprise is rooted in the revelation of your true self, the self that God has fashioned with care and divine purpose. What you do, even when unseen by the world, carries light and truth. It is a reflection of the divine presence dwelling within you, a presence that cannot be hidden or ignored. In the stillness of your prayers, God is whispering to you, reminding you that your journey is sacred. Each step you take, each breath you draw, is a testament to faith that moves mountains. The surprise in the eyes of the watcher is a sign of the transformation that is happening within you, even if it remains hidden from others. They are seeing the strength that you have gathered through trials, the grace that you wear like armor, and the hope that fuels your every move. You might wonder what this person thinks or what their shock means for you. Take heart, for God's plan is unfolding perfectly, and their surprise is but a prelude to the greater things that are coming. What they see now is only the beginning of the story that God is writing in your life. It is a story of resilience, of faith, and of divine victory that no human eye can fully grasp until the time is right. Do not be distracted by the shock or by the curiosity of others. Instead, center your heart on the divine presence within you. This is the anchor that will keep you steady when the winds of change blow fiercely. Prayer is your sacred tool, a direct line to the source of all strength. In prayer, you find peace. In prayer, you find answers. In prayer, you find the courage to continue even when the world does not understand. Finally, God is exposing what has been hidden from sight, revealing truths about you and your path that others may never have seen before. The person who noticed you is part of this unveiling, a witness to the divine work happening quietly but powerfully in your life. This exposure is not meant to cause harm or confusion but to shine light on the beauty and purpose God has planted within you. Remember, your journey is unique, and it carries a purpose that only you can fulfill. The shock of others is a reflection of their own awakening to your strength and your faith. You are safe, you are protected, and you are deeply loved by the Creator. Trust Him, pray without ceasing, and walk boldly in the path He has set before you. This message is for you, a reminder that even when others are surprised by your actions, God's hand is steady on your life. You are never alone, and nothing will ever separate you from His love. Keep your heart open, your spirit strong, and your faith unwavering. You are a living testimony to the power of God's grace, and the world is only beginning to see the light that shines from within you. If you believe in God, type Amen. Subscribe for more videos. God says, this message has come to you not by chance, but by divine timing, because heaven has seen something that no one else could have imagined. A moment was witnessed. A person, yes, this person, saw you when you thought no one was looking, and their soul was shocked not in judgment, but in deep spiritual awakening. They saw something in you that even you had forgotten you carried. They noticed you outside, not just physically, but spiritually exposed, radiant, vulnerable, walking in the shadow of trials, yet carrying the unseen fire of heaven within you. They were stunned, taken aback, arrested by what you were doing, because it was not just an action, it was a divine movement. They felt it in their spirit. They felt something shift, and they could not look away. They saw your pain, your resilience, your silent prayers held behind tired eyes. They watched how you moved with quiet grace while the world gave you every reason to break. They were shocked because you were still standing. You were not supposed to still be holding on, yet there you were, outside, carrying the unseen weight of your silent battles and still showing a strength that cannot be explained with words. What they saw wasn't just you, it was God working through you, it was heaven's echo in your steps. And now this person is questioning everything they thought they knew. Because your presence shook something inside them. Your existence interrupted their comfort. What you did was small in the eyes of the world. Perhaps you helped a stranger, perhaps you whispered a prayer aloud, or maybe you just smiled when you had every reason to cry, but that moment became a doorway for heaven to send a message, not just to you, but through you. That person saw the hand of God resting on your life. And they cannot unsee it. Their spirit trembled. Something inside them awakened. They felt the truth. Do not doubt the power of what you carry. Even in your hardest moments, even in the quiet steps you take each day, the light of God is on you. And though you may feel tired, invisible, forgotten, heaven sees you. That person saw you. And now the story has changed. Because God is using even your unnoticed steps to bring revelation. Finally, God is exposing the truth about what's happening. That person was meant to see you, that moment was meant to shake them. And you, yes you, are walking proof that God still works miracles in silence. You do not need to be loud to carry divine authority. You do not need to have everything figured out to be a light in someone else's darkness. You do not need to be perfect to be chosen. What shocked them was not just what you were doing, it was the presence that followed you. It was the covering over you. It was the evidence that you are not walking alone. They don't understand how you're surviving what you've been through, they don't understand how your spirit has not given up. But they're about to. Because the same God who carried you through the shadows is about to reveal why you were never meant to be ignored. You may have thought no one noticed. You may have thought your kindness was wasted, your prayers were unheard, your efforts unseen. But in the quiet of the day, or the stillness of the evening, someone saw you, and heaven made sure they did. And now, that person is troubled in their heart because they can't stop thinking about the power that moved through you. They feel a weight they can't explain. They feel drawn to you not out of curiosity, but because your spirit carries something ancient and divine, you've stirred something holy in them. And now, what they saw will not only change them, it will open a new door for you. Because what you thought was an ordinary moment was actually the beginning of something greater. God is using even your unnoticed actions to lead others back to His light. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to chase anyone's approval. What you did spoke louder than words. What you carry is louder than accusations, louder than assumptions, louder than fear. You are safe. You are held. You are walking under the covering of the Most High. Nothing will go wrong with you, you are safe, you just have to trust God and pray to Him. Even now, your name is being whispered in rooms you've never entered. Not because of scandal, not because of fear, but because the glory of God is marking you. People are starting to take notice. People are starting to feel something when you walk by. And that is not your burden, it is your confirmation. You were never meant to be invisible. You were never meant to shrink in order to make others comfortable. You were born to carry a light that exposes truth, that wakes up sleeping hearts, that disrupts false peace. This person who noticed you outside is not your enemy, they are your witness. They are the one God allowed to see you when you thought you were hidden. And what they saw is going to change everything. Let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them sit in awe. Because the truth is that what you did was more than physical. It was spiritual. It was sacred. It was prophetic. And the shock they felt was not judgment, it was recognition. Their spirit recognized something eternal inside you. And now, God is moving. Let Him move. You will not have to explain yourself, you will not have to prove anything. The proof is already living within you. You are chosen, anointed, protected. God's hand is upon your life, and even when you think nothing is happening, everything is. Every step you take in faith is shaking the foundations of someone else's unbelief. Every smile you give in pain is planting seeds of heaven, every tear you cry in silence is watering your destiny. And when April fades and new doors open, that person will remember what they saw in you. They will remember the shock. They will remember the warmth. They will remember the moment their heart was stirred by something they could not name. And God will whisper to them the name they must remember, yours, not because of you, but because of who walks with you. You are not here by accident. This message is for you, heaven is drawing near. Do not be discouraged. Do not turn back. You are seen. You are known. You are walking proof that God still works in mysterious, powerful, quiet ways. Keep going. You're about to see why it mattered so much that someone